guys, it's Comic Book Man back again here to bring you guys a review on the channel. This one is actually going to be doing in honor of Season 7 and Season 6 finale. Just grab it without falling anything off. We're to review issue 100 of The Walking Dead. This one is called Something to Fear. So this comic book starts out with Eugene and Abraham looking to go make bullets. Well, apparently Eugene, and it's kind of his like redemptance, or I don't know how to say that, but his comeback, because basically he lied to everybody about being a scientist and knowing how to fix this thing. So in the beginning, Abraham and Eugene go basically on a run, and they find something well, they don't really find, they kind of stumble along something kind of bad. Now this bad thing, they don't know it. They kind of stop and talk about Rosita for a second, because Abraham did break up with Rosita and Eugene wants to be with Rosita, and it's kind of confusing, but well, not really. But Abraham gets a arrow to the head, basically. I'll show you. I'll just show you. I will just show you. You can see that right there. That is, that's the head and the arrow and all that kind of stuff. And then Eugene freaks out. We see it's Dwight, and it's kind of our first appearance with Dwight. They bring Eugene back to Alexandria, and the man people, they want to go in there and take whatever they want and who they want. But obviously Rick's group doesn't like that. Rosita gets all upset because Abraham's dead. They go and retrieve his body and all that kind of stuff. And then it's kind of dialogue. We see Andrea and Rick finally get together. That was kind of unexpected. That was kind of unexpected for some readers. Obviously, I did know that ahead of time before I got the comic book, because I just did get the comic book just a couple weeks ago, because I know I'm low on comic books, being a comic book man. Basically, they're going to hunt down these saviors. They kind of just found out about, well, they not really just found out about them, but they know. They kind of know about them, and basically they want to get rid of them, or they just want to make a deal or negotiate and see what they can do, so they would just leave them alone. They do run into some trouble, maybe 30 men of the saviors, and well, we meet the big guy, we meet the man, and this person is introduced, was Negan. He was introduced, and basically he wants to kill one of them, and he wants the rest of them for the workers. So he's just going to kill one to mean business. That's basically what he wants. And he doesn't know who to side, because he feels like he'll be racist if he killed Michonne, or I think Glenn, or Heath. And he didn't want to kill Rick, and Maggie was too hot to kill, or something like that. And so he doesn't even mind Mo. And sure enough, guess who he lands on? One of our favorite characters. Let me find it. You are for Glenn. You are it. I mean, Glenn looks a lot like Tia did in the show. Now he's like, please don't. He cracks the baseball bat over his head. Skull being crushed. It's horrible. Yeah, horrible. And he smashes in the head like 1,000,000 times. Poor Glenn. Just an innocent Glenn who found out about the baby of Maggie just one day ago. And can't let see it. His dreams came true. But unfortunately, he didn't make it. Obviously, we just got to the point in a TV show where someone dies. We don't even know who dies, because they left it on a cliffhanger, so we don't know. And basically the whole rest of the comic book is actually them. They captured Dwight, they let him go. Maggie gets mad at Rick for not doing anything because they just killed Glenn, and it's basically recovering from Glenn's death and Abraham's death. And there's like meetings, and Rick wants to negotiate and not kill him, and Andrea way disagrees with that. And yeah, they kind of just bury him Glenn at Hilltop. So it was pretty sad, this death. So that was the main part of the comic book, and then the rest was kind of just recovering from it and all that kind of stuff, dialogue and all that. It was a huge part of the comic book. One of the biggest, if not the biggest thing of the comic book series. I'm gonna get into the review part now. That's kind of my recap of it. I do rate this a 5 out of 5. There was 2 main character deaths, Abraham and Glenn. We saw a new bad guy, Negan. We met Lucille. And we saw somebody's brains get smashed in. Like, even when if you buy the comic book and you look at it and you just see this, you're like what the heck is that? And you see a guy with a chainsaw, a crossbow, there's like a sledgehammer, and a barbed wire baseball bat. And I don't see another thing. You can't really tell, but that, my friends, it's a good comic book. So I do rate it a 5 out of 5, if not even higher. I don't even do out of 10. I'll do 8 out of 10 because it could have had more war, but that is saved for All Out War, the next comic book. And I'm going to do reviews on Days Gone By, All Out War. I have a couple more. I sit down and kind of read them in order, and then figure out which ones I need. Well, not need. I don't need comic books, but like figure out which ones fill the puzzle in. So I don't know. I want to get more with All Out War in the Kingdom because I haven't really seen that one, and more with like the prison, definitely, because I want to see how that kind of ended up with the governor. I've never seen the governor in the comic books, so I just look him up online. If you did like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.